Have you ever dreamt of standing on the roof of a country? Imagine a place so high that the clouds drift below you, where the air is crisp and thin, and the world stretches out like a giant rumpled map. This isn't a fantasy. This is Ras Dejen, the highest point in the magnificent nation of Ethiopia. Tucked away in the northern highlands, this mountain is more than just a peak. It's a symbol of natural grandeur and a beacon for adventurers from every corner of the globe. It forms the heart of the Simien Mountains, an incredible range of jagged peaks and deep valleys carved by nature over millions of years. This is a land of breathtaking vistas and ancient history, where every rock and every trail has a story to tell. The journey takes you far from the hustle and bustle of modern cities, into a realm governed by the rhythms of nature. You travel through a landscape that feels almost prehistoric, a place where giant lobelia plants stand like sentinels, and troops of unique Galata monkeys roam the grasslands. The mountain itself isn't a sharp, pointy peak like you might picture, but rather a vast, sprawling massif. Its name, Ras Dejen, is a testament to its commanding presence, often translated as the general or the head, who watches over his troops, the surrounding peaks of the Simien Range. It is an adventure that challenges your body and rewards your soul. The Simien Mountains, where Ras Dejen resides, are a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Let's talk numbers, because the scale of Ras Dejen is truly mind-boggling. This colossal mountain stands at an incredible 4,550 meters, or 14,928 feet above sea level. To put that into perspective, it's more than 3.5 times the height of Ben Nevis, the tallest peak in the United Kingdom. When you stand at its base and look up, it feels like the mountain is scraping the very fabric of the sky. This immense height makes Ras Dejen the highest point in Ethiopia and the 10th highest mountain in all of Africa. For Ethiopia, it is a source of immense national pride, a natural monument that represents rugged beauty and resilience. The Ethiopian highlands are often called the water tower of Africa. Rains here feed streams and rivers, including the Blue Nile, sustaining millions downstream. High altitude changes everything. The air thins, your body must acclimatize, and every breath counts. The weather can be extreme and unpredictable. Brilliant sunshine, biting winds, even a dusting of snow, part of the mountain's raw allure. So, how does one actually get to this incredible mountain? The adventure typically begins in historic Gondar, known for its castles and royal enclosures. From Gondar, it's about 3 hours to Debark, gateway to Simien Mountains National Park, and the place where all expeditions are registered. Here you meet your team, an armed scout, a knowledgeable local guide, a cook, and mule handlers. You'll continue to the trek's starting point, often near Sankabur. The road winds up the escarpment with jaw-dropping views. The trek is a multi-day expedition, typically 4 to 10 days, walking several hours daily and camping under the stars. It's designed for gradual acclimatization. Each camp sits higher than the last. You'll cross the grassy Geech Plateau, skirt the cliffs of Imet Gogo, and reach the otherworldly Chinek. Trails trace the edge of a 1,000-meter drop, with views stretching across the Ethiopian highlands, a humbling journey. Mules carry gear, so you walk with a day pack. Evenings bring hot meals, shared stories by the fire, and a brilliant starry sky. Ras Dejen is the star player, but the entire team, the Simien Mountains National Park, is world-class. Established in 1969 and among the first UNESCO World Heritage Sites, the park spans jagged peaks, deep valleys, and high plateaus. Massive volcanism and relentless erosion forged cliffs, pinnacles, and chasms, often called the chess pieces of the gods. The defining feature is the vast escarpment, plunging over 1,000 meters and offering staggering views along much of the trek. Microclimates foster incredible biodiversity. It's a complex, fragile ecosystem. Once on the World Heritage and Danger List due to human pressures, the park is recovering through conservation, boundary updates, and community involvement. Responsible tourism funds protection and supports local communities. Wildlife numbers are rebounding. Walking here is like reading a geologic textbook. Layered basalt, erosional power, altitude-shaped ecosystems, with waterfalls, rushing streams, wildflower meadows, and ever-new vistas inspiring awe and humility. The Simien Mountains are a living, breathing cultural landscape, home to the Amhara people for thousands of years. Their villages dot the valleys. Life is intertwined with the land through subsistence farming, barley, wheat, and teff for injera, on narrow, terraced plots. On the trail you'll encounter daily rhythms, laughter echoing across valleys, fields being tilled, and warm greetings of selam. Guides, scouts, and muleteers are the park's ambassadors. Talk with them, learn about family, traditions, and the Ethiopian Orthodox faith, with ancient mountain churches, stories of saints, kings, and folklore. Visiting is a two-way exchange. Hire local guides, stay at community-run camps, and buy handicrafts. Responsible tourism empowers communities and helps protect the park. The culture here is as much a part of the landscape as the mountains themselves. The Simien Mountains are a biological treasure chest, home to creatures found nowhere else. The gelada, the bleeding heart monkey, lives in vast highland groups, the only grass-eating primate, often calm enough to watch from just meters away. The majestic, critically endangered Walia ibex, an expert of impossible ledges, is best spotted around Chinek at dawn or late afternoon. The Ethiopian wolf, Africa's most endangered carnivore, stalks giant mole rats across the Afro-Alpine. Elusive, but its presence adds wild electricity to the landscape. Above, the lammergeier, bone-eating bearded vulture, glides with nearly 3-meter wings. As you climb, the flora turns alien. Towering lobelias and bizarre giant groundsels, adapted to frosty nights and intense sun, making the trek feel like a journey into a lost world. The day you climb to the summit begins long before dawn at Ambako, around 3,200 meters. Cold air, quick head torch breakfast, nervous excitement, quiet determination. The trail winds out of the valley, past small huts and early risers as the first light touches the hills. Golden light spills across the mountains while you find your pace and conserve energy. The path steepens and roughens as you leave cultivation behind for sparse alpine ground. Above 4,000 meters, every step costs more. You pause often and keep hydrating. Your guide urges slowly, slowly as the world grows quiet, just breath and the crunch of gravel. After hours, a plateau opens and Ras Dejen appears, closer, yet deceptively far. A simple scramble over big rocks requires concentration, tired legs, careful moves. Near the crest, a surge of energy returns. The panorama begins to explode around you. Minutes now from standing on the roof of Ethiopia, every moment has led to this. That final scramble is exhilarating. Suddenly, there is no more up. At 4,550 meters, you stand on the roof of Ethiopia, exhaustion replaced by awe. The view is a 360 of serrated ridges and deep valleys. The escarpment winds across the land like a giant signature. You can trace the path you walked. The lowlands feel a world away. A small cairn marks the high point. You add your stone to the story. Summit visits are brief. Thin air, biting wind, just enough to soak it in, capture a photo, and be truly present together. The descent challenges tired legs and balance. But spirits soar. Air grows richer. Strength returns. Back at camp, exhausted, triumphant, you savor a hot meal and the memory of the world from above. What makes Ras Dejen special is the alchemy of it all. Physical challenge, thin air perseverance, and the indelible summit afterglow. It's a gateway to staggering beauty, unique wildlife, and a living culture that welcomes you.